A very pleasant good afternoon as we welcome you into our Thursday edition of the Lion Country Kia, Goon, and Ironhead show. We are coming to you live from Quaker Steak and Lube in State College. The hazy skies courtesy of the Canadian wildfires.
You need to build a wall, Ironhead.
I'm telling you, it's a little nasty out there.
I mean, it's not the heat, it's the haze.
Yeah, something like that. We have lots we can get into today. Can I just tell you that I am rejoicing at the apparent prospect of not having to change our clocks twice a year. We're getting some strong support now, and it looks like then things could still go haywire, but looks like we are, I think, eventually going to get legislation pushed through here where we stick with, and I'm partial to daylight saving time myself. I think that is better, but either way, just pick one and let's roll and be done with the changing of the clocks. So I am excited about that.
All right, so I'm going to be dumb here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be normal then, obviously. All right. So in the winter, when it gets really dark really early, we give up an hour, right?
Correct.
So you're not outside anyway. So what the hell does it matter?
Well, some of us are
like
outside.
the extra hour in the summertime.
Yeah.
The extra hour of light in the summertime.
Yeah.
But what
give
you're
it to us
saying
year
is
round. Yeah.
Keep it on that clock, and we will have sunlight later in the night anyway. It'll just stay the way it is in the summertime now.
Yeah, you could actually practice outdoors and do the things until you get home from work without being in the dark here in the Northeast. So sign me up. I think we're moving in the right direction. It has been a long time coming. I've been advocating for this since I broke into radio in the mid 1980s. This has been
like a morning person.
Well, no, morning people, I think, like true morning people would probably prefer that we just stick with the standard time so that you get the daylight in the morning, and not as much on the opposite side. But
see, I don't remember who it was telling me this, but they said in high school, some of their conference, it was like a town thing where some towns did it and some towns didn't. And they really had to take that into account when they were playing athletic games. You know
sometimes
what I mean?
Did what?
Like it was like sometimes it was 3 o'clock in one town, but it was 4 o'clock in another town. You understand what I'm saying? Like it doesn't
Indiana?
go state. Yeah. And some people go by it, and some towns didn't go by it.
Well, I think there was like a line of demarcation, and
yes,
Indiana's the only state that.
I thought Arizona was also, they didn't do it or some crap. I don't know.
No, Arizona just doesn't change the clock.
Doesn't matter.
Period.
They're what we're going to go to.
Yes.
But we need to pick one. And I highly vote for the longer summer evenings.
Yeah, that would be the daylight saving time that it looks like is the direction we're headed.
Do you want to hear some Goon thoughts?
Absolutely, always.
So yesterday, we're watching Argentina and England battle for the Falkland Islands.
We have to talk about that.
It was awesome. I'll gotta admit, it was awesome. But they showed Argentina post game going crazy at the goal and stuff like that. And the person I was watching with, like, how the hell is it dark there? And you know what I said? It's the winter. It was 6 o'clock in the wintertime down in Argentina. So the sun was down. And that made me start thinking, like, wow.
What?
Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere.
What?
They're in their winter
England thinking?
Playing defense and just not doing anything and
like
just saying
completely. I mean,
we're back off.
This is the equivalent of an American football team getting a 1-touchdown lead at the start of the fourth quarter, or maybe even earlier than that, and going into the prevent defense and an offense just, run the ball 3 times, use up as much clock. Like, when does that work out?
You are a fan of the prevent defense that prevents you from winning.
Yeah, I mean, again, there are times where it may make sense. You have a 3-0 lead and you're in extra time. Okay, yep, let's go ahead and change up but what are you doing?
I'm with you.
And I am certainly not a soccer aficionado, but I mean, I'm watching this and I'm like, why are you, like, you've been playing? I mean, it felt like just an evenly matched, really good soccer game up until about whenever the goal was scored, and then the last 25 minutes or so of regulation, and then the extra time. It's like England pretty much stopped playing, and it's like, we're just going to take our chances on being able to block everything. And they got the one great save from their goalie. But you're watching this, and it's like, you're just, I mean, it could work out, but you're tempting fate. And why would you do that when the greatest player on the planet is on the other team and is seeing what you're doing and figuring it out? I'm not saying you can't become a little more defensive minded, but you can't just shut down any thought of, hey, let's maybe, if we get the opportunity, go on the attack here. It just, I don't know. To me, it just seemed crazy. And give Argentina credit. I mean, Argentina is certainly the cardiac kids of the World Cup here in 2026. It has been truly amazing. And, I feel like after each of these games that they come back and win late, folks, or just find a way to win against an inferior team like Cape Verde. It's like that. Wow, is it more? Do you give more credit to Argentina for figuring out how to win, or is it the other team collapsed? In this case, I mean, certainly you give Argentina credit, and they just do not seem to get rattled. The confidence that comes with being the reigning world champions and having the best player and all of that, I mean, it shines through, that confidence. But to me, this one was very much about England just shutting it down.
Yeah, it was odd to see because, knowing as little about soccer as you and I do, you instantly recognize, you're like, what is England doing? I mean, I'm watching the match, and
again, it was
great.
It'd be one thing. Just like hockey, I feel like that 2-0 lead is very precarious. Like, it feels good in the moment, but then, when the other team gets a goal, now all of a sudden that momentum, it happens all the time in hockey where you see a team up 2-0 or 3-1 early in the third period, and then the other team scores, and you feel that tightness on the team that's ahead, and it's just it's uncanny how often it at least seems like that plays out. Again, 1-0 in a soccer game when you're playing a team the caliber of Argentina, I just don't understand the strategy. And again, if they end up winning at 1-0, I get it. It's always, I'm just telling you, even watching it in real time, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you tempting fate here? You're putting your resources, to me, to an unnecessary stress point. And you just, once Argentina scored to even the game, you could just feel everything in that field. I mean, the fans, Argentina's fans got fired up. Not saying it was guaranteed Argentina was going to win, but man, the momentum just so lopsidedly went to the other end of the field, and England just never got any kind of mojo back. And I think, again, it's hard to do in any sport when you have a lead and you're feeling good about the situation, and then the other team gets momentum, whether a turnover in football, a big home run, or a big error in baseball, whatever it is. you can just feel when the momentum changes. And then I think it is so much harder to get the momentum back once you've lost it. Again, not impossible. It happens. Plenty of examples over the years. But, man, it is a challenge. And England just was not able to respond to that challenge yesterday. And you could just feel Argentina riding that wave of emotion. Sure. And listen, the game wasn't over even when Argentina went up 2-1. But if you watch the body language of both sides, it was over. And I'm like, man, if England does somehow come back and win, and I'm made a little note, I'm like, this would be the most incredible show of resiliency, because now it feels like everything in it, and it was. It just feels like everything is on Argentina's side, and that this is what Argentina does, this is what England does in these biggest of moments. And I don't think heartache is a strong enough term for what England is feeling even today, but certainly in the moment. And you watch some of the fans, and they had that one kid that was just so enthusiastic, and then he's crying after the game. And I'm like, I feel you, buddy. Like, just about any sports fan, you're like, go back to at least a moment, if not multiple moments in your life where your team, and we have it. This is going to be awesome. Never mind. We lost.
Had to have been horribly frustrating for the English, because you knew what they were doing. They were sitting back playing defense, but Argentina was just attacking. I mean, it made for an absolutely fantastic game to watch.
Oh, the drama was, unreal.
That second half. I mean, the first half was pretty weak, but the first half was pretty weak. The second half was amazing because of the opportunities that each teams were getting, but also not much love between those two. I mean, you don't have to be a soccer fan to realize that they really did not like each other from the start. I mean, it's like cheap shot after cheap shot, in my opinion. And these guys they were rolling around on the ground when it was actually real stuff that actually happened. It wasn't contrived and fake.
Yeah, sometimes. There were some situations, but yes, there was definitely some legit.
So I had a friend there, a local guy, went to school here at Penn State, lived here for a long time, but now he lives back in Philadelphia. He went to the game. He was in Atlanta. And his Facebook post said, I have been to a lot of football games in my life. And he goes, including the 2006 whiteout. And I'm going to say it is louder than that in here right now. And it was before the game. So to give you any indication of the craziness of how loud it was, they compared it to a whiteout, and it was pregame. So imagine how loud it was. And there was definitely, if you watch the postgame coverage, Theory, he made a point, and he goes, well, now you can tell how many Argentinian fans are here because they didn't leave the stadium. They were all still like dancing and rocking around, and it was about 3/4 full of those of Argentinians. And they say that they are the two most vocal, highest traveled teams in the world. Like, they have the most fans and the loudest fans and the craziest fans. And they proved it, man. That place was rocking yesterday.
They put on a show. That is for sure.
Not like a normal Wednesday afternoon in Atlanta, Georgia, right? That's the cool part about the whole thing. So I did get some verification. I had to ask some people who know some people who knew some people who are related to some people. I said, there's no way people came over here for a month, right? And, like, how did you do it? Like, and the answer was, not many people, if anybody, does that. They go to 1 or 2 games, but they have not. There's not many who have followed, from each stadium to each city, and then, because that's a whole month away from work, a month of buying hotels in expensive places and getting tickets to it that are very, very expensive. So I did find that out, that most of the English people are mostly that are at the games are mostly immigrants to here that are fans of the English Soccer League and all that stuff. So, but I had to find out because I really wanted to know, man, if they had a different culture over there where they just kick out for a month. You know what, boss man? I'll be back in a month. I'm going to America. I'm going to go watch 7 to win the title.
Yeah, it is wild, and they're looking at expanding the tournament field. Sound familiar? For the next World Cup, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I think hard to argue that this event here in North America has been anything other than a rousing success. And really, even if you say, well, yeah, except for the officiating or except for this or that, well, the officiating and this or that is also drawing interest and gets people talking and all of that. I'm not saying you want necessarily controversial officiating, but I think I've come to the conclusion, Goon, that if big time sports is just the officiating is always going to be questioned. And again, even if we were to go to and listen, they're going to get it wrong sometimes because again, the whole, hey, we're human beings and you're trying to determine, again, in soccer, sometimes the flags are going up and I'm like, what are you doing? Like that was clearly just two guys. And then other times you're like, well, that guy just like completely tackled the other guy. It's like, yeah, no, play on. I'm like,
So to end that game yesterday,
weird.
You watched it as well as I did. And then the whole stadium is anticipating the final whistle to come. And it took a good minute. And they're like, is that the time? It's way too speculative.
Yes.
I'm watching the freaking water break, the hydration, right?
Yep.
Clock was running. Just stop the clock. Just stop the clock.
I'm with you, but yes. I mean, that would make a lot more sense. I do think it would be fun to go back. Somebody must have done this. I'll do some digging around on how some rules in different sports came to be. Like it is such a part now of soccer culture. I'm with you. I don't think it makes sense. And I think it would make a lot more sense. Hey, we now know this is how much time's left in the game. We're adding the time here. We stop the clock there, whatever it is. But again, I think part of the reason it isn't is it's just, that's the way it's always been. Like that's tradition. Well, somewhere along the way, and again, that's what it would be fascinating to me is somebody made the decision right early on in the rule. Hey, no, we'll keep track of it, and whoever the rules makers were went along with it. Yeah, let's just do that. And like that just seems weird. And there's a lot of things like that. The tennis scoring. I forget who the comedian is that does the bit on tennis scoring, but it's like, all right, you're playing. It's like, all right, I scored a point. I'm up 1-0. No, I'm up 15. Love. It's like 15 love.
Yeah.
Then it's like 30 love. It's all right. I got it now. Oh, you got another point. It's 45 love. No, no, it's 4. And you do like, where did that come from? Why do we go 15, 30, 40? And then you don't finish it off. It's just, all right, that's the point. Like, and again, all sports have their own little peculiarities, but that is a weird one for soccer, I think. And it's like, all right, can we truly celebrate now? I just saw there was I get all kinds of goofy video feeds that pop up YouTube and various places, and I don't even know if this was a recent thing or this could have been 20 years ago for all I know, but there's I'm not even sure if this was a international event or a high school event, but there's a girl, it's two girls wrestling, and there's 1 second on the clock, and the girl that's on top, is looking up and she's winning, and she raises her hands and falls to her back, and the other girl jumps on top, and they give 4 points, right? And it's like, don't celebrate too early. Like, how many times do we emphasize that? But I mean, literally with a second left, she rolls to her back, and the other wrestler jumps on top and gets the 4 points that won it. And it's like, there are goofy things like that happen in sports, and it's why, again, to me, just play through it. And yes, there's, be smart about it. All of that. I understand it. Like, you're not going to be running up and down the court in basketball if you have a 10-point lead with 20 seconds left. We're a run and gun team. I get it. There are times where you change up, but man, you got to be really cognizant and I think careful of when you employ a drastically different strategy than whatever's been working for you to a given point in a game.
Doesn't it drive you crazy when guys cross the goal line and drop the ball before they cross the goal line?
Especially at this point. I mean, we've seen enough of those over the years that have been highly publicized. Like, stop it.
Like, the coach has got to be like, hey, we can't do this.
Like, we've showed you this. I can't imagine there's a coach out there, certainly at big-time college football, that hasn't shown that, hey, whatever you do, don't be this guy. And yet, seemingly every year we get somebody somewhere. It's like, I'm celebrating and not yet crossed the goal line, which is just weird.
Well, there's rules in football that are like, what is that? The fumble through the end zone.
Yeah, they have to.
It's a weird one.
That is a very weird one.
It's a very strange. I don't know if you saw this, but Urban Meyer was talking about the block kick that lost in 2016 that we had on Ohio State and costing the Big Ten title.
Yep. And
I have said it since day one that it was illegal what we did on defense. I don't know if you ever knew that.
In terms of what?
You're not allowed to grab and pull and a blocker. And that's exactly what we did. If you watch the play, 52 goes in, grabs the tight end, hugs him and like pulls him down, and then it opens up a little angle. We don't run through it, but it gets Marcus Allen a little bit closer to the line, into the line of scrimmage, and he jumps up and blocks the kick. And I said it from day one that it was an illegal play, but it was the first time I've ever actually heard it was today, and that was as Urban Meyer said, well, we lost the Big Ten title in 2016. And, in essence, it was an illegal play what they did, and they broke it down. It's exactly what I had said from the start. It's illegal for you to go in, grab a defender and hold him. What he did was grab and hold and pulled them back and then open up a lane. Now, every team has a variation of doing it, and there's something now where there's a rule now where you can do that type of thing. But like in 2016, that rule was not part of it. So I just saw that this morning too. We're talking about videos and talk about different rules. What's the the kicking rules in the NFL? You got to have so many guys on one side of the snapper, and you can't overload one side or this or that. I mean, what does it matter? If they want to do that and play non-sound defense, then let them do that. It's like you talking about hockey and soccer with the offsides. Like, you put somebody back there, they're going to keep a defender back there. So it's just how it is.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then it's on them for giving that cherry pick goal up. But whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of soccer talk, Ironhead. A lot of soccer talk.
It does feel like, to me, Spain has clearly been the best team of the tournament. And that Argentina, again, is just kind of tiptoeing through the tulips here. But so Spain is favored, and I think rightfully so. And I think most soccer experts are expecting that Spain will win. But a lot of people thought England was going to win as well, and for many of the same reasons. And soccer is kind of like hockey. I mean, I guess to some degree, any sport. It's anybody on a given day, but especially soccer and hockey. It feels like, man, like you can completely outplay an opponent and lose. Mm-hmm. I mean, it can happen in other sports where maybe you're hitting the ball around, but you have a couple of key errors or something. I mean, but you'd say at the end of the day, well, generally we outplay them. But I mean, in soccer or hockey, like you can thoroughly outplay. Like you could have 50 shots on goal to 8 and lose the game because hot goaltending or just, man, your shots just weren't clean, whatever it might be. So, like, I don't think it's going to be the most shocking thing we've ever seen in sports if Argentina, the reigning world champions, win the World Cup. But it does feel like Spain has been the consistent, better, dominant team, and that Argentina just keeps finding ways. And the question is, well, can they find a way one more time? And what is almost certain to be, I think we can say this will be Messi's last World Cup game, last World Cup appearance. And that adds to the drama, and I think the emotional pull for Argentina in this game where, again, I do think they're outmatched, not by a wide margin, but I mean, I think Spain is the more talented, overall better team. But, man, Argentina just has something about it where they are trying to make history of their own and winning back-to-back World
Veteran team,
Cups.
I think that's the easiest way to explain it. They are a veteran team. They've seen everything and done everything, and they're not letting stuff affect them.
Yeah, they don't get phased. That is for sure by anything.
I mean, hell, we saw that in the Egypt game, 3 goals in 11 minutes to end the game. I mean, that was just crazy. And then, again, you just I gotta be honest, and I want you to be honest too. Do you not root for penalty kicks? Because I do. I want every game to tie and have to go to the penalty kicks in the end.
I mean, it is great drama, great
theater.
It's
unbelievable drama.
Question. And it is fun to watch the setups by the kickers and the different approaches by the goalies to, right? I mean, that is part of the fun of it is, all right, how much can I cheat? And most just seem to go all out one way or the other. Honestly, like kicking it straight up where the goalie is initially seems like as good of a play as going to either side because the goalie almost always, and what I've watched, it's like as they're approaching the ball, it's like I'm making a move one way or the other. And, man, if you go pretty much right down the middle, more often
they're not going to be there.
Yep. It just seems like that is going to be
I love
safe spot.
The theater of it, the whole drama of it. But that last 15 minutes of that game yesterday when Argentina had a score and, England just let them keep coming at them. And it was just like you could just sense it was going to happen. But both of their goals, it's amazing. Like, we constantly remember the old commercial in Dennis Hopper did Football's a Game of Inches.
Yeah.
I invented that phrase. Like, you watch both of those goals yesterday. Messi's kick to the front of the net when the guy kicked it in to get the game winner. The defense, he was up there, and then, it may have actually hit his hair. It was how close he was to it, and it was he did not get it, or he mistimed his jump, or something. It was just amazing how close it was to his head. And then the other goal, before that play was the hitting the post, and then Messi got the ball coming down the right side, and the guy Spence, he hurt himself chasing after him, and then he just had that kick, and it was so perfect. Again, we are talking a lot about soccer. It's crazy, and it's a good thing though, because it's what the world is. This is what sports talk is. But yeah, it's just amazing. And then just watching Messi, watching all of these guys, it's absolutely amazing what they're doing in the space with the hand or the foot-eye coordination. It's just amazing. And then you see the little stuff, the goalie going up and, he just wants to punch the ball out of there. I have noticed one thing. Goalies are usually over 6'5" tall, by the way.
They are.
You're not seeing many Lionel
you're
Messis
wanting to
out
try
there.
to cover a little ground.
You're not seeing too many Lionel Messis playing goalie over there. So.
Yeah.
But yes, a fantastic game. The game of inches was just unbelievable. If it had gone, I wished it had gone to. I just like seeing England lose, first of all. So I was pretty cool with Argentina winning. I don't mind Lionel Messi at all. I like him. I like Ronaldo. I forget the kid's name from Spain, but I was just telling Jeff before the show. There was a video up here of Lionel Messi bathing a child. It was a UNICEF commercial, and it was a refugee camp when he was living in Spain. And the kid in the refugee camp is the kid from Spain, their best player, Lumige or something like that.
That is wild.
It's insane. Like, what are the chances? Wild. Just insane. And there's a picture of him, and he was the little baby was a refugee baby, and Lionel Messi is sitting there holding him. Has a picture of him bathing him, and then just being with him.
If you put that in the Hollywood script, like, hey, this is a little too cliche. We got it. Like, come on.
Like, yeah, it's going to come down to those two. They're both going to score on Sunday, and they go down to the penalty kicks, and they're going to put Messi in goal, and he's going to save them, and then he's going to bathe him after the game in a weird way.
Too funny. All right, we'll take a break here. Be back with much more. It is the Line Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here from Quaker Steak and Lube.
You look a bit nervous, hey?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
And all kinds of other tempting things. Great times, great food. Get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food. Get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors. People invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College.
Back on a Thursday afternoon, heading into another glorious weekend here over the
Big
summer. Baseball returns. Actually, I think Phillies are back tonight, right?
Yep,
Pirates
they play the Mets tonight.
And Pirates will resume their season on Friday, opening up at Cleveland against the Guardians, team formerly known as the Indians. Now we'll see what the second half of the season. The All-Star game was not, at least from the National League side, exactly a thrilling edge of your seat watch on Tuesday night.
For as good as the home run
cool
derby was, the All-Star game was very boring.
Yeah, the game itself. I did think they did some cool things. I like the
Sandlot.
The interactive stuff and bringing the kids out onto the field, and there was some neat stuff that was
really
done.
neat.
The kids on the bikes,
I thought
and,
it did a
and
hell of
all
a
of
job.
that, with the songs and kind of the tug at nostalgia, even though it wasn't nostalgia. Baseball's never. I get it. That was kind of clever too, and fun. Thought they did a great job with it, but yeah, just not a great game for the National League. And so we move on to what we call the second half of the baseball season, and we'll see who can stay in the running and who starts to fade.
I need a prediction. Let's talk about them. I mean, this is
you haven't
been here in a long time.
It all depends on how healthy they can get and stay for the second half of the season. It's going to be a little while till they get Connor Griffin back. Hopefully not long till they get O'Neal Cruz back, and we'll see what kind of damage the bullpen can do either to other teams or to the Pirates themselves, because they've done some damage in the first half of the season. It has been tough to watch, and whether or not they're able to get that shored up a bit, I think is unquestionably, outside of the health of the team overall, the biggest question going into the second half of the season. But I think they're going to be in the hunt. I do until September, but whether or not they can get over the hump, I don't know. And are they willing to go be Byers? That seems unlikely, because it's not like there's it's one thing if you're a team that's positioned like, this is our opportunity. I don't know that this necessarily feels like it doesn't feel like you get one piece, you get a closer in the bullpen and voila, now you got a world championship. No, it's still all right with a closer. Now you got a real good chance of making the playoffs. And yeah, but you're looking at the Dodgers, the Phillies, Brewers, okay. Doesn't feel like you're a piece or two away from being the guys that can go in there and disrupt everything at the top of the order. So, we'll see. I do think the Pirates are going to at least be hanging around, be in that wild card race until at least the final couple of weeks of the season anyway. And yeah, I don't think it's far-fetched with the way the offense is producing and with the starting pitching. And again, we'll see if some things can play out even a little better in the second half of the season than what they have in the first half, and maybe the Pirates can actually get into the playoffs. But for now, feel comfortable in saying they'll be in the hunt for the next couple of months.
So my research took a whole 3 seconds the other day. The Phillies played the Pirates ever in a playoff game? No. The answer is no. They've been in the same conference, in the same division, the same all that stuff. So never happened until this year. I'm telling you, I'm pulling for them.
Could happen.
Absolutely.
And go then out, you follow that up.
You're going to spend a lot of money in the in the trade market. You're going to be Byers.
Follow that up.
Not just Ironhead Byers.
With the Keystone Super Bowl.
Pittsburgh Byers
it's
Club,
be
baby.
Quite a year for Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
Wow. And then the Flyers schedule just came out, and so did the Penguins. The opening game of the year is the Flyers Penguins.
Good times.
So they're just trying to put that quarter into the machine of just starting the hate right back up right there, which is fine with me. But there's always going to be a hate between those two teams. Pirates, like I talked to my Yenzer friends, I said yesterday. They said, we were talking. Did you see the Pittsburgh dad in Philadelphia for the All-Star game?
I did not.
Oh, hilarious.
I will have to check that out.
So he orders a slider sundae in a Phillies hat, and he turns around and he pulls out a Bucco's.
Nice.
and he slides it in there and throws the Phillies hat away, the Phillies helmet away.
Right way to go.
Yeah.
Right thing to do. No, that's great. I'll have to check it out.
But he called them Jimmy's, Ironhead.
Yeah.
You call them Jimmy's?
No.
Okay. Is it a Yenzer thing? This is what I asked my boys. I said, is this Jimmy's a Pittsburgh thing too? And they heard, no, you guys usually say sprinkles.
Yeah.
But he said Jimmy's. He said, give me the chocolate slider sundae with the Jimmy's.
Trying to fit in down there.
Oh, he fit in perfect with his big bright yellow.
Started throwing batteries at Santa Claus just to try to fit in.
Oh, my
Just to fit in. It started mugging people. I mean, just trying to fit in.
How dare you?
What? Was that not the case?
It was batteries at JD Drew, which was fine. It was snowballs at Santa. And I've said it in the past. It wasn't the real Santa. The Eagle fans knew that. They knew it was not the real Santa, so they threw snowballs at us.
So you say.
No, I'm telling you. The real one was not there.
The elves tell a different story, my friend. The elves tell a different story.
They were just as drunk as the guy. That's the funniest part, is that the guy they paid to be Santa that day didn't show up. So they found the guy in the crowd who they literally said was easily the drunkest man in the stadium, but he was wearing a Santa Claus costume.
There you go.
And they put him up there, and he was stumbling, and that's when they started getting mad and booing him.
The Open Championship, it is not often that you can turn on the television at about 3 o'clock in the morning and you're tuned into live sports events that you're interested in here in the U.S. of A. But that was the case. This morning will be the case again. Tomorrow morning, Open Championship continuing first round play. We'll be wrapping up in fairly short order here. I lost track of McIlroy did not exactly get off to a great start. I don't know what has happened since I watched the first couple of holes, and it's like, oh boy, not what he was hoping for right out of the gate anyway today. But always interesting to see the names that are on the leaderboard after day one, and then compare that with the names on the leaderboard, say, after day 3.
Yeah, who doesn't have Suber, the American Jay Suber? Who doesn't have him leading the British, or I'm sorry, the Open? God, I almost said British Open. Jeez. Let me see. Sinjo Im is in third place. He's the first guy I recognize. Cootie, nope. The Flu, no. And then DeChambeau is tied for fourth place. You don't see many huge names right there, but in the end, they always come back.
Well,
isn't that crazy how that happens?
Not all. I mean, a lot of times, yes.
Yeah.
Not always, but yeah, it'll be fun to see.
Well, I was on it early, and Scheffler was -3.
Yeah, he got off to a good start.
Yeah, maybe I missed him, but I'm down pretty low right now. He didn't fall that far, did he? Holy crap. Where the hell is he? Oh, there he is. Scheffler -2. I do love it.
Yeah.
I love the huge crater bunkers. I love the rough. I love the fans. It's awesome. If there's one event outside of the United States I'd go to, would probably be the British Open. Excuse me, the Open. I have a little history. Me and my little brother used to, and it's just funny that it's this weekend because we used to have my mom and dad's golf tournament this weekend every year. So we would always be together, but we would always, in college, go downtown. We would get a dozen bagels from Lenders, or was it Lenders? Irwig's Bakery was down there, but there was a bakery there before that. And then the other one, Irwin's Bagels. We used to get salt bagels. And we would get done our 6 o'clock in the morning run. And then we would go back to it was just like a tradition for the 4 years we were here there together. We just sat and we would always watch the Open together. And when my mom and dad's tournament was going on, we would do it. But then this weekend, he's coming up here for football Letterman's weekend. Yeah. I got that going for me right now. The air quality is so good. We're going to go out and play golf, and I have 2 golf tournaments this weekend.
There are a bunch of events locally, I'm guessing throughout Pennsylvania, but certainly locally, that are being impacted by the air quality. I know a lot of the Little League, the Summer League practices and or games are being called off. I think, I don't know, it's been a tough, week or plus. I know Whipple Dam has the bacteria concerns, so you haven't been able to swim there since before last weekend, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen it up there. I don't think it's been cleared yet for folks to swim. So,
really?
And you said Wingfest tonight
has been suspended,
called off, and it's impacting.
Yeah,
a lot of
that
things.
I think tonight was the final.
It's pretty thick out there right now.
When was the last time we had it? Because I do remember it being here before.
Oh, last summer.
Was it? It was last summer?
Yeah.
This summer it seems to be a lot smellier. It's a lot more pungent. I could smell a lot more wood last time. It doesn't smell like the smell right now is not that great.
It is not.
And it's very hazy. So I'm interested. We have a golf tournament tomorrow afternoon and then one Saturday afternoon.
Ooh.
Be interested to see. I'm glad they picked the hottest day of the year, too. That's how it usually works, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to make up the. I don't know how that works with Wingfest. If they can push everything
back.
They have
all those bands they bring in.
Yeah, another. We'll have to find out. I don't know if you just push everything back a week. Probably not. You probably have to. Because a lot of those bands, I think, right, they're scheduled other weekends. I don't know. I don't know how that works. If just trying to look through postpones, it says, so that would seem to indicate that they're going to try to make it up. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it doesn't look like. Okay, there will be a rescheduled date. They haven't announced the rescheduled date just yet.
Okay.
But I think the other ones that are scheduled would stay in place as scheduled because I don't think you can start. I mean, some of the bands are coming in from outside the area. They're not like, oh yeah, we'll just do it 2 weeks later, type of thing, or I'd be a month later, I guess, in this case. Anyways, if you're planning to go to Wingfest this evening, make other plans now. Find something else to do.
As of now, the Spikes are still playing. They have a home game tonight.
That's good to know that.
This is true.
Because and I wonder if I don't know what is there a point at which like the state officials tell you that, hey, you really, I don't know if they tell you absolutely can't, but like, hey, don't do it. You're putting people at risk.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know for sure, but I know that some of my friends were talking about it. That they have guidelines, and it's high right now, but not dangerous. You know what I mean? I guess that's the way. Wouldn't each county be different? I mean, the state is under a warning because it's high.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, baseball resumes tonight with the Mets and the Phillies. I will say I think Philadelphia did a heck of a job, put on a wonderful show, albeit, again, the game itself a little lackluster. I will say, I mean, it's gimmicky, but it's the All-Star game. Like, that's the right place to do the gimmicks and stuff. Sure. I really liked hearing from the pitcher. Like, it's wild to me that you're talking while you're at bat or while you're pitching. Like, that is wild.
I'm going to try a little. John Smoltz is like, go to here.
Yeah, I loved it. It was,
and the pitcher's like, you're John Schmaltz. Of course I'm going to listen to you. And I respected that. So at least the pitcher wasn't like, ooh, who's this guy, you know? But that was really cool, the interaction with them.
It was.
I mean, Schwarber was up there batting, and you hear him grunting, and he took that first swing and hit the whole earpiece popped out of his head. He falls down. The catcher's laughing at him. He's laughing.
But listen, that's awesome. The way that game should be. Like, it was everything changes, and it does not have the same meaning or impact that it once did. But I think ultimately that's fine. Again, it's an all-star game. It should be a fun event. It should be just everything you can do to make it enjoyable for the fans and for the players. And I think, again, if you're a player, like you're not wanting somebody in your ear in Game 7 of the World Series.
Hey, it's Joe Buck here. Talk to me here.
Hey, I think you should go with the curveball. What are you thinking here?
I don't know.
I'm trying to bear down. But in an all-star game, it's like, this is kind of fun. You get a little bit of an idea of the thought process.
Yes, and that's what I loved.
Yeah, and what the thinking is, and a little idea of the personalities involved there. And I think that was great. I think the coverage in that regard was absolutely fantastic.
I think it was an 0-2 count, and the pitcher, put his hand over his mouth. And I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was the announcer or him. He goes, let's throw a curve in the dirt here. Let's waste one. And then, I haven't played baseball in so freaking long. Is that a common thing to waste a pitch? Seems a little weird, right?
No. I mean,
if it's 0-2, like, hey, we're going to throw one in the dirt here.
See if you can get somebody. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's been fun. Again, my kiddo is just turned 11 this week, and one of the things we're talking about now as he's working his way up in baseball is which up until this year, really, it was just like, hey, if it's a ball you can hit it. Now it's like, hey, if it's a 3-0 count, like, and it's not like you don't feel comfortable with, man, I can give this one go ahead and take it, or maybe think about just taking it no matter what type of thing. Whereas, all right, 0-2, maybe choke up on the bat a little bit, and anything that's close, let's go ahead and make sure we're getting a piece of it, type of thing. And so just that next step and kind of thinking through, which is to me probably with all sports, but I mean, in baseball it is it is so much a thinking man's sport, and there's so many different elements, and it's fun to just kind of go through that development process and go through the thinking, and you're trying to think about what the pitcher is going to be doing, thinking about what you need to do. All right,
That's when baseball left me, man.
Yep, and where the base runners are, what they want to be doing. I mean, it's for a sport where there's often nothing, quote unquote, nothing going on. There's always something going on, like a lot going on in terms of the mental preparation for what's next.
And it's crazy to think about. Like, every pitch has a reaction. Like,
well,
the shortstop and the second baseman and the outfielders adjust to what the pitches are going in there. It's insane to think about.
And you were talking about with those two goals, it's, the precision, this and that. If that's just off another couple of inches or an inch in some cases, I mean, think about baseball and the difference between, a quarter inch and whether or not you get a home run or a foul ball or a ground out versus a double. Like, I mean, it is
the width of a dime.
It's crazy. And that's what, that's the other thing with, again, all sports, but baseball, it's just part of the sport where you can smack the ball, like hit it as clean as can be, and you're out. And then you get another one where it's like, oh, that was horrible mechanics, awful swing, weird bounce, and oh, well, I'm on base. Well, the goal is to get on base. You did everything right. You hit a great ball. You just hit it right at somebody, or somebody made a great diving catch, and you're out. And then you get another one where it's like, my God, that was an awful hit and an error or a bad throw or just, again, a weird hop, whatever it might be, and you end up on base. And that's, always talk about in sports and in life. Part of it is luck. And, luck tends to go to the people who've put themselves in the best position to take advantage of it. But every now and then you do have to just, what in the world? Like, that was just weird.
That's when
like,
baseball escaped me personally, was when you had to start thinking about the game. And you have to. you have to put yourself in the pitcher's shoes. And I never did that. It just came so natural to me to hit the ball far, hit a home run.
Yeah.
Just smash the ball is what I would do. But when it came time into, wait, let's try a different pitch here, other than a guy just throwing heaters at you, maybe a curveball here and there, or another guy who actually locate his pitches, and then he's going to sit there and say, well, okay, he swung at that ball. I'm going to work my way up. I have to realize that as a batter, and that's what I never took that next step. And I often talk about my younger brother, who was a great baseball player, but he was stunk as a young kid. He had to learn the game, and he did learn the game. It's like I often say in the NFL, when a star player gets injured and he loses that what he had before, when that would be that extra tenth of a second faster than everybody else, and now he's just average and just like everybody else, and he doesn't know how to play the game, and he gets blocked and he gets beat up, or he can't run away from defenders type of thing. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
More than you think. And that, it's guys who don't understand the game because the game came so naturally easy to them. You didn't have to learn how to play the position.
Yeah.
And then, I'll say it. I'll say LeVar Arrington. He had that motorcycle accident and he slowed down. He didn't have that Superman burst that he normally did.
Yeah.
And he was a okay player then. He wasn't Superman anymore because he had to learn how to play outside linebacker in the NFL. And there's a lot easier jobs in this world than that. Trust me. So there's a guy like that. Guys who get in car accidents, guys who blow a knee out, and I'm interested to see how Micah comes back this year. If he comes back as he lost a step, it's amazing how good doctors are right now with guys coming back from injury and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see where he is going to be physically. I know he's going to miss the first 4 games, I think. He's on the physically unable to play list right now.
Yeah.
So like a guy like that, you're going to see, does he know how to play the game as not the fastest guy and the strongest guy on the field? So, there's an indication. That's an idea of that.
Take a break here. We are back with the second hour of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show after this timeout.
You look a bit nervous, eh?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXX, once again, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College.
And back here on a Thursday afternoon as we head into the weekend. It is the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show. We are at Quaker Steak and Lube, our home away from home. We have the Open Championship going on, first round play wrapping up. You can come on down and watch all of your favorite sports on the multiple TVs. It won't be long, Goon, till we can watch football once again.
Get out of my
on
head.
These TVs down here.
Get out of my head.
Good times coming up.
I had a dream the other night that we're 20 days away from watching
like
football,
Martin
baby.
Luther King. You
I
have
had
a dream.
The football's coming back within 20 days, baby. Within 20, we'll be watching football on weekends. And then within 40, we'll be watching football every night of the week. I figure that'll be around the corner soon, right?
Yep.
Tuesday night football. Here we are live in Seattle. Now, I want to go back to this. You said the other day, you were talking how you just want to go back to the Sunday and the Monday. Excuse me.
Yeah, if I had my preference,
Thursday.
we would do Sunday night and then one Monday night game, and that would be NFL.
And then because I want the past to come back, and that is that Thursday should be a marquee college football game. Friday night is high school football.
Yes,
because what has now happened is football has taken Thursday night, and they are the big bad wolf. So Thursday night,
NFL has taken Thursday night. Yeah.
NFL is going to match up two crap teams who, people are still going to watch them over a college game. But if you have a good matchup on a Thursday night, do you remember the Florida State-Virginia game in 1995, my senior year in college?
Yep.
That was the first time that Florida State, it was a Thursday night game. It was great. And they could alternate these games, and it would be a great place. I know that Penn State has always said they will never do a non-Saturday game at home, and that's the right call. Because, one, our fans can't get here. And it would just be mayhem, in my opinion. So go back to Thursday night being college football. Go back to Friday night being high school football. Saturday college, Sunday, Monday. Now, that's all well, but I do love me some action on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. And I love the fact that Maction is the only action in town.
Well,
so that people who are fans, i.e. junkies like myself, are going to watch. And that's a great opportunity for a MAC team to get some kind of recognition. They're getting paid by ESPN, so they're making some money. And I know it looks like total poop, for lack of a better word, when there's 6,000 people in the stands. And then, Tuesday night in Ohio, in Miami of Ohio, is not exactly the mecca of college football, but it is that night. And it is a way for guys to recruit and saying, hey, we have Tuesday and Thursday night games on the Maction, on ESPN and all that stuff. So that's good. I do enjoy watching them. I wouldn't mind, like you said, that the NFL might be going to a Wednesday night game, which, okay, the whole thing is, how can you ask a football player to play a game Sunday and then you're asking him to play on Thursday night? When I'm not going to lie to you, there's some guys who play the NFL game on Sunday, and they do not feel right until Tuesday or Wednesday. And you're going to ask them to play another game. Jerome Bettis
told us that he couldn't get out of bed until Wednesday of after a
and
game
that was
on,
when
on,
he was younger.
Yeah, we're not putting the genie back in the bottle, and I understand that. I'm telling you, if I were in charge and the world would be the way it should be, that the NFL would only have games on Sundays, and they would have one Monday night game each
But they're not going to do that.
And that would be it.
But why don't they, instead of asking teams to do that, spread out the bye weeks?
Yeah.
Don't have 6 teams take a bye week you take 3 teams to go on bye, and then 2 of them are going to play the next week. So you have 13 days to prepare and physically get better and stuff like that. The NFL guys are, they can sit there and complain all they want and say, this is crap, we don't want to do this, and that. But guess what's going to happen? The general manager is going to come to them, and the NFL owners are going to come to them and say, hey, listen, if you play a 17th game, we're going to give you 20% more in your contract.
Yep.
So now you're going to make $19 million next year instead of 16 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. These guys are never going to say no to money. They're never going to say no. But, I mean, did we have 2 buys last week, or was there just last year or 1?
2.
There is 2 buys now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
then why didn't you have those teams play on a Wednesday and Thursday if that's what you want to get to? And it's only going to be for like a 10-week window, because then we're going to be in the Thanksgiving anyway, and college football is winding down, and they're playing weird nights too.
Yeah.
So that's just me, but I would love to go back to, I think that Friday nights have lost their appeal, because I'll sit here at the Lube, and I'll have my little get-together on Friday nights before a home game, and you're sitting there watching Michigan State play Purdue, and you're going to watch it. Oh, by the way, 10 o'clock, UCLA plays Washington. I'm going to watch it. Should I go? It would be nice to go to a high school game? Yeah. That's where we should be going on Friday nights. But now people aren't going there because they're watching college football, because the NFL took their night away, which was Thursday. That's just...
yes, it's a mess right now.
You got me complaining about getting less games. Something wrong with this world. We get more on TV, to get more exposure for guys. It'd be great. And these guys, I mean, it is about money now.
Yeah.
Even at the collegiate level, buddy.
Especially
I have an honest question.
Yeah.
You're talking about the genie in the bottle. Do you think it can ever go back in the bottle with the NIL? If they land any kind of
no, not
law wise and stuff like that, they could say.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by
we need to put a cap on it, on the spending? That's how I feel.
On what the schools spend?
Yeah, on what a school. I mean, they're going to say $20 million.
Oh yeah,
you can only spend $20 million on your team. I think that
from
could
the
be
school. Yes, and again, how. The tricky part, as always, is going to be how do you enforce that? And even like with professional sports, it's like, all right, well, signing bonuses. I mean, there's just so many ways around so many different elements of what. All right, we're going to set these rules. Okay, well, yes, I only get I make it up $200,000, but. The university has that deal with Adidas, so I also now get X amount of sports apparel, and we have connections with these places or those places, and so I know if I'm a starter, I get this much on a commercial endorsement just automatically, and then obviously you can go out on your own. So at the end of the day, how am I going to prove that, the school only in air quotes, but it gave me $200,000 and that was the limit there.
Yeah.
But I'm making $400,000. Well, how am I going to prove whether the $200,000? So, I mean, that sounds great. And yes, I think there's going to be some parameters put on it. Well, it has been. But if there's a school that has, we have a little more money floating around our place. All right, let's not. I mean, we're going to go back to the.
I think Texas has said they're going to spend $50 million in this year's roster.
Yeah, and again, I think that the
$50 million.
Yeah, and I do think at some point, right? Like you're talking about successful business people. And at some point, if you're not getting a return on investment, in this case, again, maybe not a direct return on investment, but you're putting $50 million in there because, as a group, because you want a national title. Well, if you don't make the playoffs, how much longer are you going to keep? All right, we get a new coach, and again, that's what. And I'm wishing Matt Campbell all the best, and I'm not wanting to come back necessarily on this, but the standard has been set here with Penn State now. It's like, well, no, getting to the semifinals isn't good enough. That's not what you're here for. Well, okay. And there's going to be people that if Matt Campbell within 3 years, 5 years, hasn't at least gone to the national championship game. Heck, if he doesn't get there in the first couple of years, you're going to have some. Well, why did we make the move? James Franklin got us to. I mean, you can hear it coming. So
we paid him this much money.
Yeah. Well, and listen, that's all of these places have very high expectations, and I'm not saying that's fine. I think you want places. If you're a player, you want to go somewhere that has high expectations. Mm-hmm. And again, even if it's changed, like Indiana got a bunch of people that had high expectations at a place that hadn't previously had high expectations. But whether or not you are able to break through and sustain is another thing. I was listening to Dan Patrick this morning for a little while, and they were talking about Josh Allen, and he just hasn't. Josh Allen is, if not the best quarterback in the league, certainly one of the top 2 or 3. But he's not a guy that's able to get through and win a championship. And somebody, well, they used to say that about John Elway. I've talked many times about Bill Cowher. I was fortunate enough to be a sports producer for a year at KDKA in Pittsburgh, and we took calls. This was prior to Bill Cowher winning a Super Bowl, and there was this one caller in particular that he called regularly on the evening sports talk show down there, and repeatedly, just listen, Bill Cowher is okay, but they will never, I guarantee you, the Steelers will never win a Super Bowl with him. And it's like,
did he call back?
Well, I don't know. But the thing is, Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. But also, there's 2 things to it. One is just because you haven't done something, right? That is often what fuels somebody to go out and accomplish something great. Is getting close or closer, and then now I see what it took to get close. Now I want to do what it takes to get over the top. Also, though, we're talking about things that are really, really hard to do. There is only one Super Bowl champion each year. And if you're living in an era where Tom Brady and the Patriots are working their game, or Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are doing their magic, well, okay, your opportunities are pretty darn limited. And, football even more so because it's a team sport, so that you could have the best game any quarterback's ever had in a playoff, and your team still loses because your receiver drops the ball, you get holding penalties, your defense stinks, whatever. There's only so much any individual player can do. And, sometimes you're just part of an organization or a team that, for a wide variety of reasons, that it may have nothing to do with your ability in the clutch or your ability, period. You keep coming up short. And, again, in college football, there are, at least 20 programs, 25 programs that I would say are all in, meaning, man, we want to win championships. We're willing to put in the resources at the highest levels, right? And there's only one. So Alabama expects, certainly once every 5 years to be winning a championship. Georgia expects that. Ohio State expects that. Michigan now expects that. USC expects it. Penn State is now expecting that. Oregon, Texas A&M, Florida. Well, again,
Texas Tech.
If you have 20 or 25 programs where that is the goal and anything less is unacceptable, that means you have 19 to 24 programs that are going to be very disappointed at the end of the season. And to varying degrees, again, you're going to get some are going to get closer than others. Some will be more satisfied than others with getting close. But that is a really hard thing to do. And there's a lot of things that come into play. And, yeah, some of it is coaching. Some of it is, hey, we got lucky. Man, we didn't have any key injuries in the stretch run there. And, yes, every now and then it is, hey, man, that ball bounced the right way. That could have gone the other way. The horrible pass that should have been an interception was dropped by the defender, and we ended up going on to score. All kinds of things that come into play that you look back at, and if you win the championship, well, that's just part of the championship lore. And if you lose, it's like, well, yeah, that player, he cost us, or that coach's decision. It's like, man, there's a lot of things that go into it.
You made a point with saying, and we have talked a billion times about the sustainability, and that is that it's already setting in. I'm already hearing the words donor fatigue. And that is that you're being asked the same people over and over and over and over and over.
There's only so many different ways you can ask.
Yes, there's only so many ways you can say no before you say, you know what, get the –
Yeah.
So coach comes to, Johnny Deep Pockets and says, hey, I need this quarterback. I need $3 million. All right, coach, you got it. Here we go. Next year, Johnny quarterback stinks. He wasn't exactly what they thought. And he says, coach, hey, Johnny Deep Pockets, I need $3 million to get this other kid we're looking at. How many times you can go back to the same guy and say that?
Correct. Yes. And the other part of it is okay, well, we're going to let you we're going to let you help lead the team out of the tunnel for X amount of money. Or again, at some point, it's like, all right, we're talking to the major league pitcher as he's pitching on the mound.
Yeah.
At some point, you have exhausted the amount of access that you can, like, all right, you give us another $1 million, you're going to be able to go for a piggyback ride on the linebacker.
The coach will come make spaghetti at your house.
Like, you've reached your limit on what we can do here. In terms of granting new opportunities or new access. And yeah, and even if it is successful though, Goon, right? It's like, all right, I gave you the $3 million quarterback, look at him. He led us to the national championship, #1 pick in the draft, going to go on and lead the Raiders to a Super Bowl. What? And
he wins an award over Messenbrink.
And we, all of this continues to build up. Okay, well, now you've won. Speaking of Mitchell Messenbrink, because I do think that this comes into play then, too. Like, Alabama got accustomed to winning. Penn State Wrestling right now is accustomed to winning. I'm talking about the fans, and we're talking about the donors. Well, at some point, I do wonder, it's like, all right, what am I getting out of that? Like, it's cool that my team is winning. And again, for a lot of boosters, that is enough. And yep, we want to sustain it. But I think it's also got to be, is there a bigger purpose than winning? Mitchell has talked about, and several of the Penn State kids have talked about, who was the, a lot of times there's an expectation, right? You put your heart and soul into something, whatever it may be. But in this case, let's just say you're a quarterback. You've done, your goal has always been, man, I want to win a national title, and you do it. And then you wake up the next day, and guess what? Your life still goes on. Yeah. And there may be parades, there may be celebrations, Heisman ceremonies, but also you got to put food on your table. You've got to go do the daily obligations. You still got to eat. You still got to go to the bathroom. You still and sometimes I think people set up unrealistic expectations of what it's going to be like once they achieve the goal. Because again, life still goes on, and it's why I think it's so important
That would be a great question for Cale.
That people stress. Well, I mean, Cale's talked about that. It's why the focus at Penn State. I mean, it really is. People think it's just it's like a line to give people, but the focus is on the process. Like, enjoy the process. Enjoy showing up to the room each day and learning a little bit, getting the opportunity to work with other great individuals who are equally focused. And by not focusing on the result, right, it's all right, well, every day, well, I won a national title yesterday. Yeah, but today is a new opportunity. I can get a little better. Oh, I lost in the first round. I got pinned in the first round. Yeah, okay. Learning opportunity. Today, I get the opportunity to go in and learn a little more. And it's much easier said than done, but I do think, and I do wonder sometimes from the donor perspective. All right, we're like, Penn State right now. I mean, it feels like we're just chasing.
Yeah.
If and when Penn State wins a national title again, like that next day, you're still gonna, if you're the big money donor, you still got to go to work. They're still gonna be asking you for money for next, so. As long as you understand that it doesn't end when, even when the ultimate objective is reached, like things still go on and there's still expectations of what you're going to need to do moving forward. And I just don't know that sometimes people, including boosters,
Saban is the only one I can compare it to with Cale right now. And that was, I would love to know from Cale, how long does he celebrate before it becomes in the next season? Like Saban, he gave it a day or two, and he would let his hair down a little bit, not much, and then it was on to the next season because the recruiting process started. Now I don't know if the wrestling recruiting process is in March right after the national titles. It seems like wrestlers are so busy all the damn time.
And that is.
But I want to know, when does he
these days? It really is that night that they'll allow themselves, and even then, I mean, it's not like it's just overjoyed celebration, let all caution to the wind type of thing, because there is always the next event, and so even when you win a national title, right, it's like a bunch of your guys have, the either. Age group tournaments coming up or national tournaments coming up in the freestyle part of it. And even the guys that don't go into freestyle, which there aren't too many anymore, but they still want to be getting back in the room, figuring some things out, starting to work on things. So it's not, I don't think it's the feeling of exhilaration that maybe it even ought to be for a lot of those coaches, because, again, they know that the process starts over again. And, I mean, we've seen very quickly how the memories of a championship fade. And, I mean, we see coaches who win national titles get fired a couple of years later. And in all kinds of sports, because, again, that was a couple of years ago, but now, my God, you just lost 5 games this season, so forget about it. We got to find somebody that can win consistently, and you start the process all over again. So I think the fatigue is both from getting asked, and that's what I think people are talking about with donor fatigue. But I also think it is just, all right, well, like Penn State Wrestling, I think rightfully emphasizes that winning is great. That's a big part of the program. That is a focus. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like Penn State isn't paying attention to that. Of course, Cale understands that part of his job is, we are wanting to win championships. But I think there needs to be, and that the donors need to feel that there is a greater purpose. And yes, we want to keep winning. That is part of it. Winning is fun. We like the championships. We like the notoriety that brings for the program, for the supporters, for all of it. But I also think it's the idea that, all right, we're also, while winning championships or trying to win championships, developing people that can go out and be successful in life and can make our society, our community, a little better by becoming good husband, good father, good mother, good wife, and good in whatever
success with
business,
honor.
yes, that they are going into. And I think that can be something, okay, that's in some ways it's intangible, but in some ways that's a lot more real. Like, I feel much more comfortable giving $3 million if I had $3 million to give.
But I have more than three.
I would feel much more comfortable about giving that if it's, hey, we're bringing in this guy that might go on and do wonderful things. Like, he has a real interest in kid charities, or he's also going to be a mathematician, or, man, he's got a great business sense, and this is a guy that's going to employ. Like, to me, and I don't know that, probably different people look at it differently, but I would be much happier about investing in a program that is producing folks that are going to go on and make contributions above and beyond the athletic venue than, hey, I'm giving you money to let's go win a championship, period. Like that to me, and maybe all program, I don't know. It feels like right now that seems to be where the emphasis is, hey, we got to try to win a championship. To win a championship, we got to keep up with Texas. Yep. They're giving $50 million. I would, maybe I'm naive. Maybe it's the, all right, let's quit with the idealism. But yeah, you talk to most coaches, pretty much every coach I've ever talked to, and what they like high school coaches, you talk to them, what gives them satisfaction? Yes. I mean, if they're winning championships or they won a championship, like, yep, that stands out. That's special. But what is gratifying, what is meaningful to them, what gives them a sense of, yeah, you know what, this was a worthwhile endeavor is, yeah, that Johnny that, man, he struggled. He became a pretty good football player, but that dude now is a multi-millionaire doing this or that, or that guy went on and is a great coach in his own right, or this person went on and raised 5 sons, all 5 are now. That is, to me, I guess I'm hoping that there's more focus on some of that stuff and the importance of it. And I think when you just to use Penn State Wrestling, I mean, you look at the caliber of young man that program is producing. Great wrestlers for sure. But look at what some of these guys, some that never started here, which no shame in that, because you pretty much have to be a national title contender to be a starter. In some cases, you could be a national title contender and not start. But you look at the number of people who have come through this program that are having, real impacts on the lives of others, whether it's through developing youth programs of their own and using some of the lessons that Cal and the staff taught here, or applying the competitive edge in the business world, or what have you. The number of success stories, and this goes back to before Cal, from when, probably even going back to the first days of it. But I think there's a lot of pride that is taken by programs that have alums that have gone on and done great things after their playing career in whatever sport was over. Like, that to me is a big deal. And I would think makes you feel better about any investment in a program or a donation to a program, rather than, man, we got the top-rated quarterback.
Or the top-rated quarterback that you paid for, that you gave money for. It's a complete jerk and gets arrested, and he's Johnny football and getting in trouble, and makes you look bad.
All right, taking a break. Back with the final segment.
You look a bit nervous, eh?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox State College.
And we are back here at Quaker Steak and Lube on this Thursday, heading into another weekend and all that comes with it. Again, baseball season will start back up. We have the Open Championship and play continuing here in the first round. And we have, of course, State College Spikes locally continuing the season against games still on for tonight. A lot of the outdoor events and activities in the area have been called off due to the air quality conditions. Thank you, dear wildfires in Canada. So we got that going for us, or not. To this point, James Franklin, just more news talking again about feeling, I guess, underappreciated at Penn State, and wondering if maybe he should have moved on, but he felt they were close here to winning a national title. I think that, again, this is just an opinion, but I really think part of, I know the salary request and the way that was handled by Franklin has gotten a lot of attention, and I think that certainly contributed to the ultimate decision to fire Franklin. But I really think that the more he keeps talking about this, I think he was not doing what every coach asks their locker room to do, which is to shut out the outside noise. And I really do think that is at least a contributing factor to what happened last year, is that Franklin himself was allowing the outside noise, good in the offseason, bad in the season, to affect him more than it should. And again, I just, it is not an easy thing to do, and I'm not suggesting it is, but I think it is a vitally important thing to do. I mentioned on Tuesday's show, I was listening to another radio show, and they were a national show, and they were talking about fame in general and the importance of not going to message boards on a regular basis. And the one conceded that, listen, I mean, to say I'm never going to check what people are saying is crazy, but you can't get consumed by it or let that define you either way, because again, you're going to get some message boards that are just full of praise and, man, this guy's the greatest thing ever, and other boards that are this guy's awful. And it's the same thing if you're a sports team or a coach or an athlete. It is not going to do you any good if you are just constantly listening to folks that are telling you how great you are, because it is going to give you an inflated sense of worth. And by the same token, if you're just, consumed by what the negative comments are, that's going to eat at you too. And I just think it's, again, not an easy thing to do, but I think it's an important thing if you're looking to be successful, is you just focus on what you can control, right? That's what the coaches always say. And I think James Franklin is allowing, or did allow, things that should have had nothing to do with how he was approaching anything to impact and influence him. And again, that's just my take on the kind of continuing to reassess the Penn State situation and talk about how you're feeling undervalued. Just go do your job. I think he did that up until, and again, I don't have the inside knowledge. I'm telling you it, in listening to the comments and looking at the way that thing unfolded, I just can't help but think that he allowed the outside noise to get to him in this past season. And again, I think in both ways, I think he got caught up in the outside noise and on how they were primed for a championship run. And then after the loss to Oregon, I think he allowed the outside noise to impact him as well as the team on how devastating that loss was. Because, again, in the moment, it was a loss that hurt because great expectations and all of that. But again, that loss in and of itself did nothing to affect any of the hopes, dreams, aspirations of that team last season. But what happened in the following couple of weeks,
well, I mean,
certainly took it completely away. But to then turn around and after that say that you feel unappreciated, there's a lot of talk about whether or not. To me, you got what you should have expected, and maybe a little more in some ways with James Franklin. I talked about it maybe too much, but he was, whatever it was, the 12th or 13th highest paid coach in college football. Penn State was consistently a top 10 program under him. So I think he delivered. I don't think you could say the program overachieved under James Franklin, but I also don't buy the notion that many Penn State fans still have and harbor this idea that they underachieved. Again, there were maybe 2 games. If you take away the COVID season, and I'm just throwing that one out, outside of that, almost all of the and until this last season, almost all of the big games that James Franklin's Penn State teams lost, they were underdogs to. Now, slight underdogs, and also they were competitive in most of those games. Over the last few years, again, until the UCLA Northwestern combination, but basically, you felt pretty good if outside, take away the Penn State fan element. Most people say, "Oh, Penn State's favored, yeah, they'll win. Oh, Penn State's an underdog, yeah, they'll lose." But man, they almost lost the game where they were favored. They almost won that game when we didn't think they. Yeah, but ultimately they lost the games that you would expect them to lose, objectively looking at it, and they won the games they were supposed to win. There's a lot of coaches that do a lot worse. Couple of coaches that do better, but very few out there that consistently win all of the games they're supposed to win, pull the upsets, and never lose. Never get upset. Like Nick Saban, nobody would argue not a great coach. Came through when they needed to, time and time again, but pretty consistently had losses that just left you scratching your head. Well, that's sports, I would argue. That's, teams get up for certain games, Purdue beating Ohio State, all of that. I just think James Franklin, I think, was valued for what he did, and I think he wants to be perceived as a championship coach. And he can't be because he wasn't a championship coach, but he was a very good coach. And I think some people don't give him his due. But if you're James Franklin right now, your story is still unwritten. Focus on just writing the
just
rest
like
of your
the Oregon
chapters.
loss. You still have a whole lot of season to go. He has a whole career to do this.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to it. When he signed that first 10-year deal, he was one of the top 10 highest paid guys, and then as time wore on that contract, he got overtaken. So it is what it is. So he was a top 10 coach. He was paid as a top 10 coach, and that's where we were. Something happened in the summertime. They say that he never got over the Notre Dame game, which I don't believe is the case. I think that he really wanted another contract, and he wanted to just roll it out there and be. Well, I took us almost to the national title game. Well, I mean, okay, but you still haven't beaten Ohio State or Michigan. And it's been 6 years since that has happened. So, I mean, I can see now if the story is true, and that's what it is a story that he went behind Kraft's back and tried to go and get a 10-year deal done on his own.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Then, again, that's where we fractured right then and there. So let's not kid ourselves. We were not lighting the world on fire before Oregon. We played three cupcakes.
That is
we
for
played
sure.
3 or 4 cupcakes and then had a bye. And we struggled, limped into those. And then it was like, okay, well, they're not really, it's okay. And then they came out and they played okay against Oregon. Oregon won that game rather than Penn State losing it.
I would agree.
needed the drive late in the game, and we made it happen. We had a chance, and then it just didn't happen, and you lost the game, and then the team was gone. I mean, it was like it was ridiculous, and they weren't. UCLA and Northwestern weren't just bad losses. You were losing. You were a 25-point plus favorite in both of those games, and you lost them straight up. I mean, your team is gone, and then his thing is that he feels as if he deserved and then what Saban and all the other coaches were saying, he had earned enough credit to have a bad season and go on, and he should have been kept. And that was the case, but again, they didn't understand what happened in the offseason, and that was the fracturing of the relationship with Penn State and James.
Not all slumps or collapses are equal, right? Like there's a totality of the circumstances.
Well, he had 4 of them in his 11 years. So,
and I think
one was COVID. So we'll wash COVID away. So he lost 3 teams.
I think that it was the way they lost those 2 games, along with the expectations and the investment. Quite literally, the investment that was made on that team being a championship contender at the very least, if not, in fact, a championship team.
Sure.
And so, if they had that stretch a couple of years prior, it would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been what last season was. Again, I think it was a combination of things where Franklin was telling you that everything is in place to go win a championship.
Sure.
Everybody's pulling in the same direction. Everything
got a new DC, OC.
I mean, that they being the administration, that Penn State went out and paid the highest salary to any defensive coordinator in the country. They got all kinds of money raised to bring the kids back that they did, the seniors and the super seniors and all of it. And again, I think it was that combination, and then to go out and lose the way they did against UCLA or Northwestern. I think Pat Kraft was looking at it and saying that this isn't salvageable. And as you said, if the story about the offseason and all of that is true, then then you're not on the same page. You're not getting the results at all. Not only not getting the results, but you're watching money get flushed down the toilet here with the investments made. And then the question is, well, yes, a good coach can learn from losses and, hey, we'll do this differently. And again, I think James Franklin over the years did do a very good job of that, of learning from, all right, well, this is what we need to correct. And then he went out and corrected it. I think at least internally, this felt like it was not correctable, that the locker room had gotten away for, whatever reason. But ultimately, I think they felt they had to make a change because we're talking about donor fatigue. Well, you get really fatigued when you're watching your team that you just invested all this money in lose back-to-back games where they're expected to win by 4 touchdowns, right? Like that gets you fatigued really quickly. Combined with the whiteout loss, because again, the whiteout loss in and of itself was not devastating, but the build up to it, the expectation to it, and then again, not delivering and then following it up with the 2 performances that they gave.
Yep.
Again, the question, because it felt like you were knocking on the door. Well, it didn't feel like they were knocking on the door of getting that national title. Well, now you have this collapse. What I think James Franklin is trying to sell is, man, if you'd given me the opportunity maybe this year, meaning 2026, I could have gotten this back. I'm not sitting here telling you there's absolutely no way that would have happened, but if there's a fracture with him in the administration and with him in the locker room. Again, that seems like a very unlikely scenario. And it just felt like James Franklin, for whatever reason, after that Oregon game, I don't even know if it was as much that he lost the locker room. I think you think that, right? But I think it's more that he, or as much anyway, that he just got lost. Like
I thought he mailed it in the whole season.
He just seemed like he was in a fog.
I am not going to lie to you. My wife and I talked during early in the season and said it just doesn't seem like he wants to be here or be out there. And I'm not. And I hate just sitting here. We're yapping about the guy all the time, but he's he just won't stop. He's at the ACC media talking that he was tolerated, and that's the athletic director is saying that. So what the hell is he telling him? You know, I was tolerated. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah,
this man up here, and then what got me, and as an ex-player and as a fan, what got me was the effort against UCLA and Northwestern. The sideline of Northwestern and UCLA.
Yeah.
Nobody stepping up.
Yeah.
Coach included. Getting in somebody's face, saying, you know what, if this is how you're going to do it, pull their ass. Put a sophomore in, put a freshman in. Get some energy out there.
Yeah.
Send a message. He just sat there with his arms crossed.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't believe what was going on. Like, oh, ho-hum, we're going to win this game. No, it didn't happen.
Well, in fairness, how would anybody believe what was going on?
I know, right?
On that happy note, folks, have a great
weekend.
Stay away from that their hazy smoke.
Build the wall.
And we will talk to you again on Tuesday. Until then, be good and be safe.
You look a bit nervous, hey?
Thierry, what's it like to stand in the FIFA World Cup stadium?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Just tell me. Come on.
It's not something that you can put into words.
Such a tease.
You can't rush it. You will find out when it's your time.
Thanks for the wisdom, Coach. So, how much longer?
Now go and make history, my man. Here's the World Cup you've been waiting for.
Actually, the World Cup's been waiting for me.
That's the spirit. Just remember who drove you here.
Inspiring every step of the next legend. The official matchball carrier, proudly sponsored by Kia. Inspiration connects us all.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, the Fox, your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7, the Fox. Stay